I wanted to have hope. I seriously wanted to at least feel like that while this wouldn't be entirely perfect, it would be enough to break the Hollywood anime curse. But as I kept watching, I knew it wasn't going to be the case. Cowboy Bebop 2021 is certainly not the worst Hollywood adaptation ever, but it still fails at being something that can at least be worth calling an adaptation. This isn't Dragon Ball Evolution levels bad, but it certainly is on the level closer to the Netflix Death Note movie. And I actually like the Netflix Death Note movie, so that should tell you about how broken the show is. Now, I'm not a huge Cowboy Bebop fan, so I certainly don't have anything to say when it comes to whether or not this show's able to live up to the standards that the original anime was able to accomplish. But even then, as a non-fan going into this completely cold, I can feel the vibe was off. And that's in part to the dialogue of our characters, and even the characters themselves. The dialogue for me feels off and doesn't belong in this universe, and instead a parody film that pokes fun at the ideas that Cowboy Bebop does have. Other lines here come off as completely cringy and try too hard to be clever. The most infamous example was the blackmail line. Like seriously, who thought this line was a good idea? The characters here also feel off what the characters in the anime were. In the anime, Spike, Faye, and Jet all had this dynamic where they did goof on each other, but it didn't take away from the serious gravity of their own personal stories and the arcs that they had to go through. Here, they instead come off as cosplayers trying to act in a fan film where they're given little info on the source material. Or they change it up to try to be different, something that was also seen in the Netflix Death Note movie. Now, there is an argument to be made of not fully retelling an already established story we already know because that can be seen as lazy. But keep in mind that when The Force Awakens came out, that was already a loose retelling of A New Hope. Now, while looking back, that may have been a big mistake on Hollywood's end. At the very least, it showed us that they can make something that feels like Star Wars, and that we were in good hands along the way. For the most part. But instead what we got was a show that changed too much to the plot, to the characters, and to the dialogue, enough to the point where it bombed so hard and it got cancelled as a result. I feel the main issue as a whole about why this show failed is because it's trying to modernize and update a show that didn't need to be updated to begin with. All these years later, the original anime is still being seen and loved by different generations. Netflix Bebop is trying to recapture that flair and spirit the anime has, but fails at being something entirely unique. Some praise I can give the show is that some of the action set pieces were good, especially in the first episode, and John Cho as Spike was perfect casting wise. Mustafa Shakir as Jet and Daniela Pindea as Faye were alright, but I don't feel they fully captured what their anime counterparts were. I feel if season 2 did happen, we would have gotten more in regards to character development, but who knows. In the end, Netflix Cowboy Bebop is just another attempted failure of bringing anime into the live action medium. And it serves as a reminder that unless proper care can be taken for it, anime adaptations will have this negative aura attached to them no matter how famous the property is. It may not be on the levels of bad that Dragon Ball Evolution is on, but it's still hard to say that it's still good.